Everything's perfect to fall asleep. Why the window again? What? Hey internet, it's Jessica and welcome back to Heart of the Woods. So we're gonna continue where we left off, and it's a matter of figuring out if we can trust Morgan or not, or she's either like hiding something, but we'll find out. Eysenfeld seems to have been built on so many that no matter what, you're always walking uphill. We make our way up yet another one, past a low, crumbling wall and a few more houses. As we make our way up the street, a bitter-looking old woman with a broom stops what she is doing and eyes us. We walked this part of the road several times now, but she wasn't here before. Hey, you! Who are you? You aren't from around here! The last part is definitely a statement, not a question. Tara slows down just a bit to mutter beside me. Looks like we found number 3. Tara immediately puts on a friendlier face as we approach. Good morning, ma'am. You're right, we're not. I'm Tara. This is Maddie. We're here doing a research documentary on Eysenfeld. Would you mind if we ask you a couple of questions? About? Some of the local legends and rumors from around here. I'm actually afraid that she's going to say yes, because I can already tell this is going to end badly as the last two. I decided how to answer Tara's questions of what if I want. I just want to go back to the cabin and be bored. At least it's not awkward and uncomfortable in there. Yeah, alright. Oh no. Great, thank you! So, we've been hearing a lot about stuff about the woods, like... You are? Who told you that? We've been investigating a few people this morning, and it's something that came up a few times. Like, stuff like lights, strange noises, that kind of thing. Have you ever witnessed anything like that? Never. She looks around again, then steps just a little bit closer to us. Look, I'm going to tell you this for now, for your own good. No one around here wants any trouble. We all just want to live our lives and live in peace. That's what the Eysenfeld's all about. Mayor Fisher does a damn good job of keeping things nice and orderly around here. We keep to ourselves, and I expect the two of you to do the same. She nods solemnly. The interview clearly is over. Just as useless as the other two. As we go, Tara waves over her shoulder. Thanks for your time! And then, so I can only hear her. Bitch. Oh my god. As we walk away, I can tell it's not necessarily to say anything to Tara. She trudges along beside me. Annoyed as I am, I still feel bad seeing her so bummed out. Maybe it's finally just starting to sink in. So, now what? She finally asks me after the second interview too. Now, I don't know. Let's go to Morgan's shop and eat lunch. Wait, for real? You want to go see Morgan? Mostly, I want to go see what Morgan makes for lunch. I'll take it. But hey, can you I'll be cool, don't worry. She smiles relieved. Yeah, I know. Sorry, I know you will be. I take out the map that Morgan gave us this morning, but now I've been through the village enough times that I can mostly navigate there by memory. What kind of shop does Morgan run? Do you know? I think she said an antique shop. What do those places even sell? Antique stuff, lots of furniture that has been around for decades, or random stuff like old books and glassware. That's oddly specific. My mom's into antiquing. She always says you never know what you'll find. We should do an antique episode of Paranormal someday. We can have your mom on as a star guest. I'm sure she'd love that. Do you think Morgan sells anything really out there, like a possessed baby doll or a cursed sword? No, don't turn into those people. What is that movie called? Oh my god. Was it The Conjuring, where that couple who does paranormal investigation, but they keep all the haunted stuff? Don't be like that! Would you want to buy those kinds of things? The same people who go for Ren fairs. She got me. I can't help but laugh. Tara grins, enjoying the feedback. Come on, Mads. Even a good horror story starts out with buying something fishy from a local antique store. Maybe she has a special selection for items with an ancient prophecy about them. We're specifically trying to avoid the horror story scenario, remember? Oh, right. I guess that would suck to live through. Okay, what if she lets us interview her talking cat instead? That's a whole episode worth right there. Internet loves cat videos. That one would go viral. That's what I'm saying. Oh, we should prep a list of questions before we get there, so we know what to say. Ask it which brand of cat food it tastes better. We can sell the video rights to the company. Come on, I'm serious! Wait, what? What? You seriously think the cat is going to talk? Tara shrugs, looking like she's never questioned the idea. I'm trying to be prepared. I mean, I don't blame Mads for being skeptical, right? Because you're hearing that like, oh yeah, this place is haunted. By the way, my cat also talks. Like, who would believe that? I thought she had gotten the picture after the last interview went away, but it seems like she's still giving Morgan some benefit of the doubt. It's not even worth arguing with her over it. She'll see soon enough. I check over Morgan's map again. We're definitely in the area since she says her shop is right by City Hall. The problem is, while her map shows how to get on the general area of her shop, it doesn't say which building it is, and there are several buildings that could fit. Do you think this is the place? It has to be! Tara's stomach growls loudly, and her voice is more like a plea than an affirmation. Go check! What? Check what? Let's go check. Like, go check if it's her place or not? Absolutely not. I'm not going to just politely walk into someone's home. What's the big deal? If it's not our place, then we can just ask for directions. No way. Trespassing is your thing, not mine. We go back and forth like this for a little while, and right before we finally decide to set with rock, paper, scissors, Morgan herself pokes her head out the door. Hey, you two, I'm in here. For the first time since she has met us at the station, I'm genuinely relieved to see Morgan. Morgan holds the door open, a book under her arm, and a cup of coffee in her free hand. Tara turns to me and talks in a quiet voice. Ready to uncover some ancient treasures? Lead on, Indiana. She doesn't need telling twice. Tara practically dashes the rest away inside, nearly bumping into Morgan as she does. I nod stiffly at her as I enter more slowly. The door slams shut behind us. Morgan flips the sign to the door close, although it's nearly visible from the outside. Ooh, yeah, definitely an antique shop for sure. Her shop just looks like about how I expected. Piles of junk are strewn across the chipped shelves. Many items aren't displayed so much as they appear to have been tossed and they're forgotten. A thick layer of dust covers everything. That is not good. You should probably dust your store. Just saying. Tara's already bobbing around the store, examining some whirly fragile ceramics. Morgan passes by her and back to the front counter, where she sets down the book she was carrying. Its title catches my eye, Complete Collection of Classic Fairy Tales. The book looks extremely old. I wonder if it's an item for sale here. So, are you done looking around town? If she has any guess what kind of response we got today, she doesn't show it. She's still impossible to read. I've seen enough for today. Can we still take up on your lunch offer? Sure thing. I got something on the stove already. I figured you would like to come over soon. Stove? Your store has a kitchen? Yeah, I have a living space set up in the back since I sleep here most of the time. Feel free to look around. I'll be back. She disappears behind the curtain, leading to another room, leaving us surrounded by treasures. When the whole town feels like an antique, a rocking chair and a few pieces of framing equipment probably aren't the biggest draws. I'm surprised she's even able to keep this place open. Tara's enthusiasm doesn't seem to have dimmed a bit. However, she takes time to examine each piece, turning it over in her hands and like she's appraising fine art. At least one of these is probably cursed? Oh yeah, definitely. It's probably the grandfather clock over there. No way! That's too easy! And even if it was cursed, it's probably something lame like making your toe hair grow twice as fast. But this, well... Tara takes an item off the counter, holding it close to her chest. This is a big leagues. You want a curse that's gonna last for generations? You gotta use a big boy. What, the lamp? Hey, you think Morgan would mind if I bought this Ouija board over here? As she says that, she puts the pig lamp back in the rightful place, where it can't hurt anyone. I wonder how it works, actually. Like, if you bring two cursed objects at the same time, do the evil spirits get the turf war? Or do they team up and defeat humanity? Did you seriously bring up the Ouija board again? The Ouija board has been in every single trip with us. Besides, it fits in my suitcase. Oh, she does bring a Ouija board around. I pick up a small ornament from the shelf nearby. It's a snake made of crystal. There's no price tag attached, if you have to ask. Morgan pulls back the curtain she went through. Okay, food is ready. She comes out carrying an enormous tray that is probably also an item for sale here. On the tray are steaming bowls of some kind of soup, as well as a pitcher of water and a loaf of bread. She sets the tray down on the counter, doling out the portions to each of us. Hesitantly, I try a spoonful of the soup. It's delicious. It's rich and meaty flavor, but it isn't too heavy, and it's hot, but not too hot to gulp down. I dip some bread into the broth. That's delicious too. It sounds good. Everything here is definitely homemade. This is really, really good. Yep, it's amazing! Thanks. Let me know if you want more. Morgan's solidity keeps eating, the praise barely seeming to register on her. That's a shame. That's probably one of the nice things I have to say to her all trip. Once she's finished, Morgan picks up her book and starts to read again, while Tara and I are still in the middle of eating. Glance over at Tara, who is very intently staring at her spoon. She finishes her bowl and rattles the spoon around a bit. Can I take you up on that refill? Of course. Without looking up, Morgan picks up both of her book and the bowl and heads into the back again. She emerges a moment later with a fresh served soup, which she wordlessly sets down in front of Tara. Only after we've been taking our last bite does she finally close the book again. All done? Yeah, thanks. I'm done too, thank you. Let me get those out of your way then. She hauls all the dirty dishes before rejoining us at the counter. So, what are your plans for the rest of the day? I fight back the urge to tell her that she should be the one making plans for us and showing us around. At least this way I can go back to the cabin sooner. We're trying to figure that out. We haven't seen them much, so we decided to come over. Oh, right. I'm sorry about that. I'll take a couple of days off starting tomorrow. You sure? We don't want you to miss out on any business or anything. There aren't many customers who come through, so you're the first one all week, and you don't even count. I'm not sure how I'm supposed to react to that, so I don't say anything. That's too bad. You've got a lot of cool stuff. I was looking around some while you cooked. I wouldn't get too excited. I just make up interesting stories for the items so they sound more entertaining. It helps pass the time. Right. Morgan says it so casually, there's no way she knows just how relieved I am to hear that. It lines up neatly with what I already suspected. That everything Morgan included in her email is even made up than usual, and that this is all a colossal waste of time. Okay, yeah, so Maddie was skeptical about, like, Morgan, obviously, and this is not the first time that someone has, like, kind of, like, exaggerated their claims of, like, oh my god, there's a ghost in this area, so, like, I kind of get why Maddie was skeptical, and why she would be pissed off. Like, why the hell did we come to this village if there's not actually a real haunting? Most likely she's a fan of the show who wanted to trick us into coming out here, and we fell for it. Hook, line, and sinker. If Tara has realized any of this, she of course doesn't say anything, but judging by how her enthusiasm vanished, it seems like she's starting to get it again. Filling with some silver knickknacks, she looks up from the counter to Morgan. So, can we see the talking cat? As soon as Tara asks, I can see Morgan's eyes light up with interest. Her hands slide away from the book she was about to open. Oh no. Of course. I'm sure she'd be happy to finally meet you. Her voice wavers, just the smallest bit, with what sounds like excitement. It's the first shred of emotion I've detected from her since stepping off the train. I'll go get her. Give me just 1 minute. Morgan exits once more, but this time through the actual door instead of a curtain. We probably could have gotten out of here without seeing the cat, you know. Why would I want to do that? This is the piece de resistance. She doesn't even try to pronounce it right. Are you serious still? You know, it's not going to be actually talk, right? Can't fathom how that's even the trace of belief rattles around Tara's skull. Did you see her face? She's definitely not joking, unless she's just really bad at telling jokes. That would be the most normal thing about her so far. She just told us flat out she makes up stories to try to get people to believe her. How can you not see that we're getting scammed too? Come on, Mads, try to have a little bit of faith. The door opens once more, and out strides Morgan. There's also a soft little round of kitty feet on the hardwood floor. There's the cat. Okay, it looks like Elizabeth III from Mystic Messenger. Talking or not, the cat's staring up at me, undeniably beautiful. Its white fur seemingly glistens like the snow, and its eyes are piercing aura of blue. Tara leaps from her seat and crashes onto her knees. The cat doesn't flinch at all, despite the commotion. Oh my god! I love her so much! She looks up at Morgan, eyes wide as a dinner plate, and fingers wriggling. Can I pet her? Please tell me I can pet her! Is that how you say it? Geladrua? Is that how we say the cat's name? Geladrua, can she pet you? The cat doesn't say anything.
Of course. Self-voicing disabled.
The cat doesn't say anything, of course. It does rub against Tara's waiting hand, though, causing her to let out some sort of mix between a coo and a sob. I can tell that Tara just got her money worth out of this trip. Go on, say something. These two I have been telling you about, Tara and Maddie. Morgan gestures as if she's introducing us to her. She looks between the cat and us expectantly. Seeing as its master's attention, the cat goes from nuzzling Tara's hand to nuzzling Morgan's leg. Close by, she meows happily. The cat, not Morgan. Come on, you're gonna make me look like an idiot if you don't say anything. Morgan uses her foot to nudge the cat towards Tara, who is still crumpled on the floor. The cat indignantly tries to escape, her claws scraping uselessly against the wood. Finally, Galadriel scurries away, sitting down and licking her paw. Her tail swishes rapidly as she and Morgan stare at each other. And then, absolutely nothing. What a surprise. I'm not even disappointed, just vindictive. Even Tara's enthusiasm is gone. She coos at the cat heartfeltly, but overall she's just trying to give Morgan an out. Come on, Galadriel. Try. They're waiting. It's like watching a car wreck. I can't look away. Morgan sticks to her act, scowling at the wholly mundane cat. It doesn't seem fazed by Galadriel, who simply yawns and settles down on the floor, just out of Tara's arm's reach. Whatever previous excitement she had just about evaporated, and instead replaced with some kind of mixture of frustration. That's when I start to realize a horrifying truth. She finally looks away from us, twisting her fingers together and gritting her teeth. When it seems like she decided on what to say, she turns back to us. I'm sorry. I don't know why she's being so stubborn. Well, you know how cats are. Tara manages an extremely fake laugh as she gets up and steps closer to me. Tara was right about one thing after all. Morgan wasn't lying to us, but now Tara's realizing where she was wrong. Morgan's also crazy. What do you mean? It doesn't seem like she's acting. It seems like Morgan's genuinely shocked that our cat didn't greet us by name. She talks to me all the time. I told her that you two were trustworthy. That should be enough. It's fine. I'm sure she's just shy. Don't worry about it. Yeah, she just met us. We got plenty of time to give her to warm up to us, right? Oh yeah, exactly. We should probably just give her some space for now and try later. Maybe in a few days. At this point, I don't care. It's a good thing that I played along with everything so far, because it allows us to make up a diplomatic exit. I guess you're right. Still, I'm sorry for the inconvenience. She'll get over herself soon enough. It would be really messed up if it was just like she was kind of like, I don't want to say it's officially what it is, but she could be like some sort of schizophrenic where she thinks her cat can talk and her cat's actually not talking. Yikes. She glowers at the cat, who is still napping peacefully. Yeah, I'm sure. Tara steps back away from the counter and into the display area again. Anyway, thanks for lunch, Morgan. We really appreciate it. We have a couple of more places we want to check out today, so we'll probably head out again. Okay, come back when you want to ride back to the cabin. Her expression is back to unreadable. Sure, right. Thanks so much. Good to meet you, Glado. Tara waves Galadriel, whose ears twitch, but otherwise can't be bothered to acknowledge us. The heavy door slams shut behind us as we step into the cold. I wonder if Morgan will remember to switch the sign back to the other way. Outside, the wind has picked up a bit, and there are clouds starting to close in. The nice day that has been shaping up to seem might not be happening. Alright, so I'll admit that was kind of awkward for everyone involved. Great, I'm glad you admit it. That doesn't help us any. Next time we see her, we don't bring up the cat. Hopefully she won't either. We can't just pretend it didn't happen. Next time? What do you think is going to happen next time? That she was saving the good crippets for a second time we hang out? We can't just ask her about the spirits or the lights of that kind of thing. We get some spooky shots of the woods and we're golden. We're pros at making this kind of content interesting. Usually we have at least something to work with. She made it up. There's no dark side to the sleepy, boring mountain town. It is just a boring mountain town, and she's pretty much straight up admitted that. I don't get how you aren't upset about it as I am. We just spent thousands of dollars to fly across the world for a month. And the person who invited us is either a liar or a lunatic. It has only been a day, Mads. We've only seen a fraction of what there is to see around here. Just give it some time, alright? It's been a day, and look where it's got us already. Literally every single person we have talked to told us to stay away from Morgan, and then we saw it for ourselves. How are you not pissed off about this? Tara shrugs. Don't you think you're being a bit harsh on Morgan? She's been super cool with us. Like, okay, yeah, that cat thing was weird, but it's not like she tried to hurt us or anything. I start to shake my head, forcing myself to cool off. I keep getting too worked up over this. I can't tell if Tara's being intentionally stubborn or what, but technically she's the one who bankrolled this whole trip, and I'm still getting paid for the time here. So if she's not upset about wasting that, then fine. I'll meet her at the train station in a month so she can do whatever she wants. I don't need to get so bent out of shape. Okay, you're right. Maybe she's fine. Anyway, I'm going back to the cabin. Are you coming with me? Wait, already? Yeah, I got enough to get started. Plus, I need to unpack. Oh, okay. You gonna ask Morgan to hitch up a carriage? No, it's fine. I'll walk. You sure? Yeah, I seriously don't think I can get lost in a place like this anymore. She seems uncertain, probably because of my sudden mood swing. Okay, I'll probably do another lap around the village. Maybe get Morgan's input on some stuff. Okay, see you later then. See you. turn and walk away so I don't have to see her staring at me like a lost puppy. She'll get over it. Is it really a good idea for Maddie to walk by herself? As I head through the town and back through the pathway will lead me to the cabin, I walk fast and look down for the most of the way. Nobody tries to stop me or talk to me, and if anyone's staring, I don't catch it. The trip back to the cabin is easy, even though it makes me around half an hour on foot. If nothing else, I should be in pretty good shape from all the walking by this end of this trip. I spent the whole walk fantasizing about my home, my comfy bed, my film collection, our cat BT. Well, technically, he's Tara's cat, but I take care most of the time. Speaking of cats, I wonder what Tara will explain to Morgan why she's on her own. Well, that's her problem, not mine. Okay, we made it safely. I thought something bad was gonna happen. Alone, the cabin is oppressively silent. I turn on the heater, particularly just for the white noise. Soon, its rumbling fills the air. I grab an apple from the small bowl, provided food, and then head into my bedroom, setting up my laptop in the bed next to me. I usually try to watch a film a day, but that's difficult when I'm traveling. Now's the perfect time to catch up, though. I open my library and start scrolling through, looking for something I haven't seen before. Ideally a comedy, or at least something with a happy ending. I've just gotten through the L's when there's a knock at the front door. I nearly dropped my apple. Who could be knocking? Tara and Morgan? But both have their own keys. The knocking comes again, just seconds later. Whoever's out there is super impatient. My heart thumps in my chest. What if this is being a case of a robbery or something? This is kind of creepy because she's by herself. I hide my laptop under my blankets and hurry to the living room. There is a third knock, right as I reach the door, and I peek outside to see a stalk of orange hair. It isn't Morgan, but instead her mother. Oh. I open the door right as she prepares her fourth knock. Just how fast does she think I can walk? Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Madison, wasn't it? That's right. I'm coming in. Wow, okay. She pushes past me, not even giving me time to fully realize that it wasn't a question. Well, I guess she technically does own the place. Inside, Evelyn surveys the area slowly and impassively, as if judging our taste in luggage and belongings. How can I help you? I wanted to make good on our promise from last night's talk. Please, have a seat. She moves some of the stuff on the couch, gesturing for me to sit. I obey, too taken aback to do anything else. How has your first day in Eysenfeld been? I trust you found everyone very accommodating and everything to your liking. It was fine. Everyone has been very kind to us. I wonder if she'd be surprised at how the villagers treated us. It seemed better to just pretend everything went well, for the sake of not offending our hosts. Good, good. Where's the other one? The other what? The other one with you, Tara. Oh, she's still at Morgan's shop, I think. Evelyn raises an eyebrow. Though her eyes betray no curiosity, it looks pretty purely symbolic notion. Is she now? I assumed that. I assume then that you found something you're not liking there then? Her gaze is piercing and I absentmindedly tug at my scarf. I can't get a read on her, neither her intentions nor her feelings. It was fine, I just wanted to come back early so I could take a nap and get started on editing the footage we took. I hope my line was convincing. I don't want to tell her that I think her daughter is crazy. She doesn't seem to question it. I see. Did she show you that awful cat? Galadriel? Yes. So she did. I hate that creature, always underfoot, getting in my way. I just sit quietly, not sure how to respond. Anyway, Madison, please tell me about yourself. I didn't have much of forewarning about your arrival, so I'm rather in the dark. Her tone is suddenly friendly, but not warm. She smiles, but she doesn't seem to fit her mouth. Her lips seem to stretch a bit too wide. I'm probably just imagining it. As concisely as I can, I tell her about paranormal and what kind of things we investigate, through which she doesn't express any opinion one way or another. She just nods occasionally. And what has brought you to Eysenfeld? I hesitate. How much has Morgan told her? Anything? Morgan told us that there's a lot of ghost stories and legends around here, lights in the forest at night and whatnot. Tara really liked the sound of a vacation out here. Evelyn sighs deeply. It's jarring melodramatic after her total apathy during my explanation. That daughter of mine, always lying and making up ridiculous tales. It has been the same way her entire life, hysterically dragging people into her fantasies. It's something I have never been able to knock out of her. Eek. This lady scares me too, because, like, you can tell she's really, like, mean to her own kids, so, She shakes her head sadly, standing up from the chair she's been occupying. I'm sorry to say that you're simply the most recent victim of her lies. It's dangerous to go into the forest, especially at night. We wouldn't want anything to happen to you, after all. After all, that's why we have rules here as we do, for the safety of everyone. I hope you'll enjoy the rest of your time here at Eysenfeld, though, as disappointing as it might be. It's nearly the exact same thing that the people we're interviewing in its village itself said. It's almost like they rehearsed the answer in advance. Yeah, it could be that thing too. Like, she could have told everyone, don't, like, if someone comes here who doesn't belong in the village, who's new, who's visiting, don't tell them, like, what's actually going on here. Just tell them everything is fine. Because honestly, I would totally believe that. I'm sure I'll see you again. She doesn't wait for me to respond. She just leaves, the door slamming shut behind her. I sit in silence for a while, unsure of what to make of all of it. So Morgan's own mother says she's as ridiculous as I suspect the whole time. That's pretty damning. Though I doubt it will change Tara's mind about anything. I'll have to let her know when she comes home. I stand up and head for my bedroom, passing the chair that Elan has been sitting in. As I go, for a moment, I swear I feel a breeze, frigid and cold. But the moment thought crosses my mind, the sensation is gone, like it was never there. Shivering, I return to the warmth of my bed and my laptop. To a long overdue break. Is that a ghost? Hours later, I hear the sound of the front door opening and closing. I peek out of my bedroom, worried that it might be a mayor letting herself in again. Just Tara, though, alone. It's been a few hours since we parted ways and I'm not annoyed with her anymore. So even though I'm kind of tempted to just put my headphones on and ignore her, I get up and head to the living room. She stands at the sink, flipping through a notebook, knocking the edge of the door frame as I enter, so I can hear her, so she can hear me coming. Hey. Hey. Rather than looking at me, she keeps reading her notebook. Well, pretending to, there's no way she could actually be reading as fast as she's turning the pages. I decide not to call her on it. No point in staring another fight. How'd it go? About the same. Is that good or bad? She doesn't respond. She must be really upset about this morning. It's like she's being unreasonable. Now that I have some time to rest and recuperate, I kind of feel bad about being so harsh towards her and Morgan. Morgan's mom came by earlier. That got her attention. She shuts the book and turns around. Gotcha. Really? What for? Just wanted to introduce herself. I told her a bit about who we are and what the show's about. What'd she think? I don't know. She didn't really say much. She was really weird. Like, in a different way than Morgan. She seemed really intense, I guess. What I mostly remember is how she was glaring at me the whole time. It's never seemed like she was anything other than angry about something. Smudgely, Tara holds up her notebook she was pursuing. I know you're gonna call BS, but Morgan was telling me a lot about stuff about her mom. Like some seriously crazy stuff. You wanna read it? She offers me the notebook. It hangs limply, a giant frown in the air. She used that thing for so long it's lost its all rigidness. I shake my head. I'll take your word for it. I heard enough crazy stuff from Morgan for one day. I don't need to hear theories on how her mom's actually a spawn of Satan or something. Figured. Making any progress with the new vid? Not really. We're gonna need more footage before there's enough to get really started. That mean you're coming with us from now on or what? Yeah, I will. Sorry for being bitchy earlier. Again. Don't sweat it. She strikes a pose. Just make sure to bring your A game. I roll my eyes, but I'm smiling. Even though we bicker a lot, I truly am grateful that it's always easy to be patched up. I can't promise that I'll buy into the word of Morgan, what Morgan says, but at least I can do is try to be polite about it. The tension is resolved. Tara yawns and flaps her notebook at me again. Alright, well, I'm gonna hit the hay soon. What about you? I'm probably gonna watch a film first. I'm not that tired yet. How many times can you watch 2001 before you get sick of it? I don't know, but I tend to find out. Tara and I each head to our bedrooms. As I go, I feel a bit better about everything. Just because I'm quitting the show doesn't mean I want to lose Tara as a best friend. We've been friends for over a decade, so of course we've had our disagreements and arguments. I think the longest we ever gone without talking was a month. Jesus. Still, over the last few days, it felt like we've been coming dangerously close to saying something that goes too far, either one of us. And thinking back on today, I can't pretend that I'm not the one who's mostly at fault, even when I'm aware that I'm losing my cool. Sometimes it feels like it's hard to stop. Tara totally has it coming though, at least some of the time. From now on will be better. I won't let myself be obnoxious as it was today, for anyone else's sake. I climb into bed and set up the laptop, getting comfy. In the dark, with my headphones in, it doesn't take long to immerse myself with the familiar feeling of the film that I love. That's what I appreciate about movies, no matter the circumstance that you can help escape. My eyes are getting heavy, and I pull the blanket up to my chin. The computer is balanced right on the top spot for not to fall off my bed. All things considered, it's cozy a setup than I hope for from a cabin out here. Sure, the Wi-Fi's bad, but it gives me an excuse to catch up on backlog. Everything's perfect to fall asleep. Why the window again? What? The sound of something knocking on the window makes me leap, It's past midnight. There shouldn't be anyone out here. Maybe it's a bird or a squirrel or something. From where I'm lying, I'm not able to see. Should I yell for Tara? No, not until I find out what it is. If it's just some wildlife, as it probably is the case, she'd never let me live it down. Still, my heart pounds as I slam my laptop shut, killing the only source of light. Without its room in the pitch black dark enough that I can't see what's in the window, but hopefully it can't see me either. If it turns out to be a lost rodent or something, I'm going to feel real stupid. I stalk over to the window to prepare to cut and run if I need to. Slowly I raise myself up to eye level. I'm scared. What if it's like some creepy ghost? It's Morgan again! What is she doing? Like, why can't she go to the front door? Hey. Ugh! Morgan is pressed against the window pane, looking into my room with one hand resting against the glass. Do you have a minute? God damn it! The tension drains out of me, replaced by immediate with exhaustion. I should have known. Could knock? I did. I rub my temples with a sigh. She's technically correct, the worst kind of correct. Okay, I guess I have a minute. But if you're going to come in and talk, please use the door. Of course, I'm not going to climb through the window. Color me shocked. I head to the living room and hesitate to the front door of Tara's door. Should I knock? Knowing her, she's probably already asleep. I've always been jealous of her ability to pass out instantly. I decided to leave it up to Morgan. There must be a reason she knocked on my window, not Tara's. I unlocked the front door and let Morgan in. She's waiting with a thermos of coffee in her hand like usual. Sorry to bother you. I know it's late. It's fine. I was still awake. Not for much longer, ideally, but I kept it to myself. Were you working on the video? Nah, just watching a film before bed. Can't do much until we have more footage, and even then, I left most of my setup back in the US. We sat down on the couches, just like her mother and I did earlier. For all her faults, at least Morgan isn't terrifying as her mom. Does Tara help with the video work at all? Not really. I tried to teach her stuff once or twice, but she's not interested in learning. That sounds like her. Yeah. I'm a little put off by Morgan already feeling like she knows Tara and what she's like. I guess that's a result of watching someone online for so long. Okay, this kind of bothers me because there's a lot. And I know majority of people are genuinely not trying to be creepy, but like when people act like, oh, I know them just because I watch them on YouTube or I watch them on Twitch or something like that, people need to realize when YouTubers or even a celebrity too, they're not the way they are, like they act in videos or movies or whatever as they are in real life. Like even how I act in videos, it's not exactly how I am in real life. That's just how it is. But it's kind of weird when people are just like, oh yeah, that sounds like so-and-so because I watch their videos all the time. So that's kind of weird that Morgan said that. You start to think you know what they're like, even though you've only seen one side of them. We get it a lot, so I'm kind of used to it. Sometimes it can be a bigger problem though. People think they're entitled to us acting a certain way because they've seen it online. And that's true too. I hate that as well when people think that YouTubers owe their audience something just because they're a fan of them. That's not how it works, you know? We're people too. You can't just expect us to do whatever just because we give you entertainment on the internet. Like, that's not how it works, bro. Fortunately, Morgan hasn't been that way at all. Yet. I do wish she would get to the point of why she's here though, but instead, she gets up and heads to the kitchen area, retrieving a coffee mug from the cabinet without even turning on the lights. I twist around to watch as she pours some coffee from her thermos into the mug, and then loads it into the microwave. It must not be a very effective thermos. At least she's polite enough to make sure the microwave's door doesn't slam. She leans against the counter, barely visible to me. Tara told me that you're leaving the show after this trip is over. Of course she did. I must have made a face because Morgan clears her throat loudly. Sorry, was it supposed to be a secret? Nah, it's fine. But yeah, that's the idea. I'll go back and finish school. Oh, so she wants to finish school. I mean, that's a valid reason, right? It's not really like a bad thing. I see, that's a shame. I know you hate it when it happens, but I've always enjoyed the moments when you're on camera. Thanks, I'm just camera shy. Ironic, I know. She's yanked me on screen enough times that I'm a bit used to it by now, though. Morgan hits the stop button in the microwave a second before it dings. She retrieves her coffee and returns to the couch. But I guess that's why things seemed a bit tense between the two of you, right? Before I can answer, she shakes her head. Actually, sorry, that's none of my business. You're fine. Is that obvious, huh? A bit. You seem very tense whenever I see you. That's actually the main reason I came by. I promise it wasn't just to be nosy. I was starting to wonder. I came by to say that I'm sorry. I know that you're so uncomfortable around me. She says it so nonchalantly as if she was telling me about this weather. I bite my lip. I mean, she's not wrong, but I don't want her to just say that. It's okay. You don't have to spare my feelings. I guarantee I've been called worse than whatever you're thinking. It's just that I'd sleep better tonight if I clear the air between us first. She takes a long sip of her coffee that could be hot enough to scald her mouth. I can't fathom how she can sleep at all, or if she even needs any more. I mean, it's not like that. Nothing personal, really. I'm just a cynic, I guess, if it makes you feel any better. I'm the same way for pretty much every episode. The behind-the-scenes experience this time. Morgan shrugs. I can't blame you for thinking I'm crazy or full of shit, but I can promise that I'm not stupid. It takes me a beat to realize that was a joke. It's fine, I'm always the skeptical one out of the two of us anyway. There's just a lot going on, like you heard, so I'm sort of a mess all around right now. It's not your fault. I half laugh. At least not entirely. She smiles thinly, seeming to appreciate my bluntness. To be perfectly honest, you weren't really what we were expecting either. Puts the coffee down, looking interested. Really? Yeah, we were prepared for some of our super fangirl like all over Tara, like annoyingly so. Not me. Right. Even in your email, you seemed a bit more, I don't know how to not say this rudely, interesting, engaging, not monotone. More energetic? Phew, she saves me again. Yeah, pretty much. The email that we had exchanged back at home had a lot of smiley faces, exclamation points, and other cheery touches. Seeing Morgan smile at all this rarity on its own. That makes sense. I wasn't trying to trick you two into anything. It's just easier to open up like that online, I guess. She has a point too. More people are more bolder when they're talking online, but they're shy in person, so I can understand where she's coming from. I understand. That much, at least, I can really empathize with. I know that you don't know me, and that so far I haven't given you any real reason to trust me and believe me, but I hope that you'll realize, but I hope you'll at least give me a chance. Paranormal is really important to me. I've been a fan for years, but I'm not the type of person who would invite you in the middle of nowhere just to meet Tara. I invited you out here for a reason, and I'm confident in that reason, but I understand that you'll need more proof than that. I wait to see if she has more to say, but that seems to be it. Thank you for telling me all of this, though. I really do appreciate it. I'm sorry if I'm being so dismissive. It'd be really nice to be wrong for once, so I hope that we do find out the stuff you talk about. I really do. Tomorrow night, I was gonna show Tara around the woods a bit. Would you like to come along? Yeah, I'll be there. I don't especially like the idea of wandering in the forest at night, but I can't exactly say no after I just promised to be more agreeable. She nods and takes a careful swig of her coffee, then stands. Cool. Anyway, that's all I have to say. I'll get out of your hair now so you can get some rest. She heads to the door and throws it open without waiting for a response. The temperature plummets right away and she turns back. Thank you for listening. I appreciate it too, but just so you know, I'll prove you wrong. She closes the door and disappears into the night. Okay guys, I'm gonna end this episode of Heart of the Woods right here. So, I guess I can sympathize with Morgan. I think it's just a matter of she's being misunderstood, and like the whole village, or at least the mother's trying to keep a secret. It's kind of like this one of those things like where they don't want outsiders kind of like poking into their history or their lore or whatever. They just want to keep it between the people who live in the village and not people outside, because they don't want like, either they don't want publicity or they don't want people to like ruin like what they have. So I kind of get it, but at the same time it's just weird because everything is just so creepy. Like everyone seems to be hiding something, and Morgan seems to be, I don't know how to explain it. I really don't think she's malicious or anything, but I think this the way that she's perceiving herself in front of Maddie and Tara is just kind of creepy because she doesn't know how to express herself. And I can't really blame her, especially if you're talking about ghosts and stuff like that. Like, how do you explain that to people who, it's their job. Maddie's very much skeptical between her and Tara, so it's kind of hard to express that. So I kind of get it. Her mom's kind of weird though, let's just go with that. Anyway, if you guys enjoyed this episode of Heart of the Woods, remember to leave a like, let me know in the comments what you think, and be sure to subscribe and hit the bell button so you know when I upload the next episode. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye!
Claire! Claire, are you okay?
Yeah, she seems okay, right?
Yeah, I'm alright. How about you?
Or develop another character. Video game deaths can be tragic. Here are 6 sad character deaths from video games. Roman, Grand Theft Auto 4.